Hi, everyone. I wanted to jump on here real quickly to answer your question on what is an Ayurvedic consultation or a doshic evaluation? How is it done? And what do you do with the information once you receive it? I just want to quickly review. There's another video that goes more into what Ayurveda is. However, just a quick review is that according to Ayurveda, we are all made up out of the five elements, just as nature is made up out of the five elements, as are we. However, we're all unique in the amount of the particular elements that make up who we are. A brief example, someone may have more of a water element to their nature, and that also affects not only their body, how they absorb nutrients, how they digest those nutrients, and where in the body do those nutrients naturally tend to go to. That all determines our makeup, or it has to do with our natural makeup, but it also has to do with our mind and the way that we process information. So someone that has more of a denseness to their mind body makeup, so more earth will take time for that to seep through the way that we study, the way that we learn and perceive things around us. Everything is affected by our elemental makeup and our elemental nature. So basically, what an Ayurvedic evaluation does, or a doshic evaluation does, is to determine what your original nature, your original makeup was when you were born. And then it also takes a look at where your current state is, because in Ayurveda, balance is not what it means to everyone in the world. Balance is not the same for everyone. So basically, in Ayurveda, balance means that you are closest to your original, your destined elemental makeup, and that's what has you in balance. And when you're really far from that original elemental makeup and it's completely different at this time of your life, then that means that you're more prone to being into imbalances, and imbalances will show not only in our in mind body state and the way that we feel. Maybe we forget things, the way that we process information, the way that we behave in our relationships, but also physically an imbalance can then lead to certain diseases, and different diseases are, depending on your elemental nature, you're more prone to particular diseases. So Ayurveda answers a lot of those questions by knowing that information, because you understand what you're more prone to. You can plan for that, and you can, with that information, begin to balance yourself. Ayurveda is about having information about who you are and then using that information to heal. And of course, it's always great when you have Ayurvedic practitioners, counselors, and doctors around who can help you to achieve that balance. But a lot of it is about knowing for yourself on a day to day basis so you can make your choices, because they can't be with you all the time. So basically, an Ayurvedic consultation will, I really love the Sanskrit words that are used for that. Is the first one is darshanam. Darshanam means to see and observe. So an Ayurvedic practitioner or counselor or doctor will basically begin by observing you right as you walk into the door. The way you walk, your body frame, the way you look, the color of your skin, the color of your eyes, and everything about you that's physically possible gives you information. At least someone who has a trained eye gives us that information about your elemental makeup. It begins to give us that information. So the first one is darshanam, is that viewing, that observation. The second one is sparshanam. So that means touch. So that will be by touch. So one of the ways that an Ayurvedic practitioner will determine is also through pulse, is seeing your pulse and determining the different elemental pulses that are here. All that information is here within you on both sides. There's pulses for various organs. So those that are more trained and more experienced can have way more information than maybe a beginner has that information. But organs, all the pulses, everything is available. That information is there. But not only in the pulse, the touch of the skin, we can tell, how dry or how fluid and how much water is there or anything of that nature, the elasticity, the color, any breakouts, any discoloration, whatever may be visible that we can touch and that we can feel, the temperature of the skin, things like that, for example. And the last one is, so prashnam is questions. So that will be basically answering questions, questionnaire, talking to the person, asking them questions, and also not just information about their physical body. We'll probably be asking things about your past. How did you sleep? How did you eat? And then also, you know, psychological questions, sociological questions. How did you respond to stress and how did you deal with that? And just stories and things of that nature. And just to get an understanding of the person. And that gives us so much information about someone's elemental makeup. So basically, darshanam, which is the observational part, sprashanam, which is the touch part, and then prashnam, which is the questions that we would ask and gain information about who you were from childhood and then where you are now. And then an Ayurvedic counselor, practitioner, or doctor can then determine where your balance is and whether you are in balance or out of balance. And then Ayurveda has so many tools. Honestly, you could just use one and you'll be going into the direction that you need to do. But there are so many tools that will come your way in terms of diet, in terms of herbs or oils, in terms of exercise, in terms of even meditation, in terms of chanting, pranayama, aromatherapy. There's so many tools in the Ayurvedic kit that allows us to understand someone's doshic nature and what helps them to be closer to that balance, what doesn't. And so something can be created for you with that information. So hopefully that answered your question. What is an Ayurvedic consultation or a doshic evaluation? And what do you do with that information? So till next time.